Hello, is this recording? I think this would be my first YouTube live because I usually do Facebook live. um, I just found it easier than blogging right now because my thumb hurts. So I don't feel like the typing on my phone, but I, just like with blogging, use that to get ideas out. I'll just make this video more for myself, but whoever it may help, yay, right? When you're a young professional, which is what I consider myself, or anybody who's maybe anywhere from even as young as 18 or 18 to maybe 30s, I consider that a young professional. Anything professional would be sales, people skills, customer service things. When you're in that world, it's very different than any other types of jobs because that's the difference there. Job is job. Job is something comparable to working at a, I don't know, I guess grocery store or retail store where you would clock in, clock out, and that's the end of it. You're done. When you're done, you go home and that's, you move on. The life of a professional, let alone a young professional, very, very different, right? Because you never really get to turn it off. When you're not there, you're thinking about it. And if you're anything like me, you're thinking of how you can be better, how you can do better. It's almost terrifying sometimes how creative I can be. It's terrifying for myself because I can't not create. I can't not have ideas. And the more ideas I have, it's not comfortable for some people, especially depending on whatever role you play in your organization. For example, if you work in corporate America and let's say you're in sales, but people usually work their way up from the bottom, which is really admirable. You can start in one department in sales and get better and better and excel and, be somewhere in that organization. There's always a chain of command. I find it funny because I understand businesses now more so than I did before, and sometimes you hear people talk about little businesses like, oh, is that a pyramid scheme? Is that a pyramid scheme? And I get what they're saying when they're saying that about, like, for example, like the MLMs, multi-level marketing companies. I get that because they see that, like, you have to do something called recruiting, and then when this person makes money, that's the only way the next one makes money. And I get it, but people fail to apply that to corporate America. It's all a pyramid scheme. Think about it. It's not a bad thing. A pyramid, well, maybe the word scheme is, very ill-used. It's all a pyramid because you have your employees at the bottom row, then you have the managers, then you have the supervisors, then you have the CEOs, and then the owner at the top. So obviously, when those guys at the bottom make money, the guy at the top makes the most. So is that not another form of a pyramid? Anyway, that was a tangent I got off on. But when you're a professional and you're in an organization, it's very hard to not, at least for me, I find this with me. I see people who are comfortable with where they are. They find this nice groove of income they're making. They're used to it. They kind of just stay in the safe. They stay where they're making their money and they're okay. I can't be that way. I just can't. I want to be better. I strive for excellence in every area of my life. And especially work. I know where that began, and that'll probably be another video of why I'm that way. But when you're that way, it makes leadership, it can, I'm not saying all and I'm not saying always, because those are words we shouldn't use when it comes to talking about things that occur, because it's never always and it's never all, but sometimes when you consider yourself a game changer, sometimes when you are full of ideas and you want to change things, That's the key word, because my goal is to better every freaking thing I do. Anywhere I go, whether that's my church, my place of work, or my home, I've always told myself, I want to touch people's lives or touch that environment so much that I'm a game changer, that because I'm there, something was better. That's so idealistic. I'm very, very idealistic. If you ask anyone who knows me, I have like this, I just have that personal desire for things to be better, because I know they can be. But when you're that way, and the people around you or above you are not that way, they can say they're that way. They can say, "Oh wow, it's great to have someone like you around," but deep down, you might be making them uncomfortable. You just might be making them uneasy, because they don't know what to do with you. You're not an everyday thing. And I mean, there's everybody and countless people who want to say, I'm the game changer, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's great, but watch the ones who do it. Many and all, almost all will say it, but watch the ones who do it. Watch the ones who have ideas and bring them to fruition and make their things happen. They have an idea and they realize it. See, I find this trend everywhere I go, and it's a little frustrating. I want to make things better, and people don't. I've gone to organizations where I was given a role or a set of things to do, and I do them, and I do them well. But on top of that, I want to do this, that, and the other. I want to do more. I want to do better. Well, all the people around you who are not doing more or better, well, you're making them really uncomfortable, because they don't want that. It just makes everyone else look average. And some people, and I used to be the way where I would see someone like me and think, look at that ass kisser or goody goody, or, but now that I'm older and I actually do understand striving for excellence, and it's not BS, it's from my heart. Like, I get it, and that's what my life has become. Like, that's what I want to do. And I want to help other people do that. But I find this trend in like organizations I go into where nobody wants change, all the way up to the owners. And I'm not talking about any place in particular, because I have a lot of friends in business. I have a lot of friends who own their own companies, big successful companies, CEOs, owners. They're my friends. So it's not just theirs. I'm speaking in general. So if you're watching this and you've previously employed me, don't think I'm talking about you, which I might be. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's just a trend I see, that even the owner themselves will look down and think, I don't want to deal with it, or it makes my other employees uncomfortable. Therefore, because my other employees have been here longer, we'll keep them happy. Somebody just came, and so I'm going to pause this video.